All right, everyone. Today, let's talk about the institution that is FC Barcelona. Since I have started watching football and I have been a fan of Real Madrid, it was always really noticeable. And the name for Barcelona, FC Barcelona, as UEFA Lona didn't really come for no reason. Since really early during it was really visible during the times of, I don't know, from the Jose Mourinho era at the very least. That's when it was really visible that how much the refs used to favor this Barcelona team. They used to get away with everything, every single Clasico. There would be lots of favorable decisions to them, and I was so angry after watching every El Clasico match, not because we lost, but because the unfairness of the officiating of the matches, and because there were no VAR back then, there was no option to recheck stuff and to punish. So it doesn't come to me as a surprise when I see this kind of reports that Barcelona said to have paid 1.4 million euros to technical committee of referees vice president Enrico Negreira. Like, it is just confirmed cheating now because it's been investigated by the Spanish prosecutors, and this asshole on the photo, already um, he has already really let's just read the report here and get a better understanding. Former referee, he was a former referee too, so understand Barcelona has such great relationship with referees. Yeah, you understand. Former referee Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira was vice president of the technical committee of referee at the Royal Spanish Football Federation from 1994 to 2018. The prosecutor's office have found out that Barcelona paid between 2016 and 2018 the amount of 1.4 million euros to DASNIL 95, a company owned by Negreira. According to SER Catalunia's show, Barcelona paid DASNIL 95 SL a figure of 532,780 28 euros in 2016, followed by 541,752 euros in 2017 and 318,200 euros in 2018. The investigation has been initiated as a result of a tax inspection to the aforementioned company. Negreira and his son have already testified before the prosecutor's office. So you can see they have already testified that they have received it. And while this asshole was the vice president of the technical committee of referees, and he was um, getting kickbacks from Barcelona every single season. Let's see, and it will get even more interesting. He has assured SCR that there was never any favorable treatment to the Blaugrana. Of course, there was never. Of course, we are blind. And that these payments, of which he has not provided invoices, were due to an advisory work which consisted of explaining to the player how they should behave during matches with the referees. So there were no invoices. Of course, they didn't want to keep, leave a track when you are doing illegal shit, when you are doing unethical shit, when you are cheating. You don't want to leave any tracks. Why would they want to leave any tracks? He has assured SCR that, yeah, he also gave them recommendations on what they could or could not do depending on who was the referee, who was refereeing the match. So, like, he gave them ideas, and because he was the technical vice president, he knew the referees, and he gave them all the advices how to deal with the referees. And of course, he didn't give any advices to the referees how to favor Barcelona with their decisions, how to, take care of Barcelona. He's nothing major. He's just the vice president of the technical committee of referee. It's not like he's the, on the top of the hierarchy from where referees, take their orders. Referees want to get paid. They don't want to get relegated to the lower leagues. They want to keep their status quo. And why would they listen to the vice president of the Spanish refereeing committee, technical committee, and stuff like that? There is no reason. Of course, there is no reason. It's really, really innocent. They Barcelona are paying the vice president of that committee, technical refereeing committee of Spanish football, and it's really innocent. He is just giving normal advice to Barcelona's players how to deal with referees during matches, and he is not giving them any ideas about. He's not really pressuring the referees or giving advice to how to deal with Barcelona players during the match. Like, there are some offenses that could be seen as yellow cards, red cards. Just, just be a little bit chill. Don't be too harsh on Barcelona. Sometimes a 50-50 decision and penalties, give it on Barcelona's way. Don't be so harsh. Don't be so harsh. Of course, let's read a little bit more here. Um, However, according to Negreira's statement to the tax agency, the former vice president of the technical committee of referees did not provide any document proving that he provided a service to Barcelona. Of course, why would he? They kept it under the table. They kept it totally, really um, as a secret. You don't want people to know about it. It's cheating, it's conflict of interest, it's unethical, it's disgusting, and it's totally understandable from a club like Barcelona. They would do anything to win against Real Madrid. Their main ethos of that club is beating Real Madrid, defeating Real Madrid. They don't care about anything, those mescue and shit. They don't care about those shit, anything. Their ethos of that club is defeating Real Madrid by hook or by crook. Most of the time, by crook. They're crooks. Okay, quoted by the same radio show, former president who Josep Maria Bartomeu assures that the payments were stopped due to a cost-cutting policy. Of course, he was spending so much, wasting so much money during transfers and giving 500 million euro contract to Lionel Messi. He couldn't keep paying off the referees, so he had to cut some costs on that cases, and so I guess the referees didn't get paid anymore after 2018, and revealed that the reports already existed at least in 2003 when he arrived at the club, and that they were paid continuously until 2018. The same version is supported by Sandro Rosel's board of directors, according to the same radio show, while former Vice President Juan Gaspard assures that he has no record of these payments. So you can see that the crooks Bartomeu, the crooks Sandro Rosell, who went to jail and who are still investigated, Bartomeu and shit, they have their board of directors have already acknowledged that these payments were still going on from 2013 till 2003 to 2018. And when did Barcelona's when did Barcelona get into that high echelon of football world, club football? They were simple, really. They were not that kind of powerhouse before 2003. After 2003, you can see Barcelona becoming a powerhouse step by step. They started winning Champions League. They started getting more into the La Liga, and then their golden generation. I'm not saying that everything is because they are cheats and that they have been paying referees. Of course, they had a golden generation and everything, but when you remember the kind of favorable decisions they used to get against Real Madrid, Chelsea, Arsenal, those decisions now it was always in football fans' mind that UEFA and that kind of that kind of names didn't really come from out of nothing. It came because there were stuff. Remember that RVP double yellow card against Barcelona when Barcelona was getting kicked out, and Robin van Persie got sent off for no reason. Remember that semi-final against Chelsea where Barcelona, Chelsea were not given so many penalty decisions. It was like highway robbery. And remember that Pepe red card, and and really many such occasions in La Liga. It's just in La Liga, it's just a shit show. That's the reason that I really dislike watching La Liga. Most of the times, I just cannot bear to watch La Liga. Even now, the the standard of refereeing in La Liga is just close to shit, really. Like even when there is not corruption, there is really a hell of incompetence. Like in World Cup, in Champions League, in other competitions, you can see the referees are such not highest of quality, but their quality is not this poor. The La Liga refereeing is the shittiest of shitty. Before even Premier League fans agree that La Liga referees are worse than the Premier League referees at the very least. Premier League has its own shit, but La Liga, it's just they're unsalvageable. They're just they don't have anything. I don't know. They don't have any redeeming qualities. It's just incompetence to the maximum level. And when you add on corruption, when you add on bribery, when you add on this kind of cheating from one of the biggest clubs in the world, paying referees, paying the vice president of technical committee of referees, and that they still agree. They acknowledge that they have been doing it since 2003, from where Barcelona rose to their prominence. Before that, they were, I don't know, I don't even remember how many Champions League Barcelona had. I think one, like Dortmund. They were that kind of team. They were nothing compared to Real Madrid's or the AC Milans of this world. They rose to prominence in the last 20 years. That's it. And when your pros rose, rise to prominence coincides with you paying vice president of referees and your board of directors acknowledging you have been paying them since 2003. Yeah, it's looking really bad. And now what I just wanted to vent a little bit when I see this kind of thing, because football should be any sport should be a fair game. When you lose fairly, it doesn't really it hurts, but it doesn't make you totally livid. But when you lose unfairly to some refereeing decisions where they favor the other team, and it's clear to see, it really makes you livid, and it totally is unfair to such a level that people watch football, people watch sports and all kinds of this kind of activities to get away from the unfairness of the world. And when you have this kind of unfairness, cheating, bribery, this kind of stuff in sports and in a sport like football, of course, we know FIFA, UEFA, they are not some angels. They have their cheating and stuff too. But during World Cup and Champions League, at the very least, you see that the referees try to be fair. Even though, yeah, I should say, yeah, when Barcelona was concerned during those times, those Real Madrid champions, Chelsea, Arsenal, those kind of knockout ties. Oh, PSG. How can I forget the PSG remontada where the referee was giving everything to Barcelona? That kind of thing that makes you second guess about the fairness of the game, and it's really pathetic. Pathetic from the football body of Spain, pathetic from Barcelona that they need to stoop so low to win some silverwares that has no. I don't see. Football is just a sport, to be honest. It has no importance in people's daily lives, really. If people stop playing football, it won't have any impact on the daily lives. People will get on with their lives. It's not a real, something like, it's not food, it's not air, it's not water, it's not it's not something essential that people need to live on. So when you're doing this kind of shit to a sport, it's really pathetic. It's really pathetic. And the Spanish Federation, the people who cannot even control this kind of stuff, cannot even regulate this kind of stuff, should just step down and retire from this kind of decision making positions. But the Spanish Federation, they are shameless to the um, highest degree, because before we found out that Piquet has been in collaboration with the ref president, the current president of the Spanish Federation, and they were getting paid by Saudi to move the Spanish Super Cup to Saudi and stuff like that. But still, that asshole didn't really resign and stuff, and he has been getting found out about lots of other stuff, as has been Javier Tebas. So the Spanish Federation and everything related to it is really, really corrupt and a shit show. And that's why I feel like if Real Madrid, I don't know, yeah, yeah. I am getting more and more getting really tired of this football body. It's football is becoming more and more and more, I don't know, not for the regular fans. It's regular fans are getting priced out of the stadiums. They will slowly get priced out of even watching football. Like the way they are hiking the prices of everything related to football, I don't understand. People will only depend on piracy, pirated site, and stuff like that to watch football in future if they do not control the shit. All right, that's it. My venting is done. Frustrating news came out and needed a little bit of fight. Um, venting about it. I don't think there is going to come anything come out of this. Barcelona is never going to get punished. This kind of stuff just gets put under the rug, and that's it. I don't expect anything to happen, but it just confirms our suspicions that the referees were not being fair, and there were powers behind the scenes who were influencing decisions. I'm not saying they have been paying every single referee, but when you are playing the head, when you are bribing the head of the organizations, then you don't need to bribe the people under them, because they will be following the most of the they will be trying to follow the advices of their heads, of their superiors, and that's it. All right, thank you for watching. Have a good day, good night, wherever you are. See you next time. Hala Madrid.